Managers at our region's major airport are stepping up their opposition to a third runway at Heathrow, despite mounting pressure on the Transport Secretary to reverse government policy. Justine Greening has reaffirmed the coalition's opposition to expanding Heathrow, despite calls from backbench MPs for a rethink. Well, our political editor Patrick Burns has been monitoring developments. And Patrick, how much of a difference could Birmingham Airport really make, do you think, in the big picture?
I think, Mary, a fuller answer to that question should start emerging in less than 2 years' time now, when the newly extended runway should become operationally available for airlines who want to offer ultra-long-haul services to the Far East and to the US Pacific coast. But as you say, this really is part of a much bigger picture.
Heathrow's full, but here at Birmingham there's capacity for 9 million more passengers a year.
We need the passengers to come back here so they can fly to their local airport and inject money into our local economy rather than the South East economy.
Having seen what Birmingham can offer, the Transport Secretary wants airports to work together. Germany's multi-hub system enables Frankfurt to link up with Stuttgart by high-speed rail, but analysts doubt we'll be flying the train.
For decades now, a lack of joined-up thinking on the part of government has delayed and delayed and delayed all of these other transport options.
When Parliament returns next week, a cross-party group of MPs will press for an ambitious UK role for our region's main gateway.
It's at the heart of the country. When HS2 is built, Birmingham International Railway Station will be within 1 hour's travelling distance of half the population of England, which is quite an incredible achievement. It's also on the M42, it's in the heart of our motorway network, which means that as an airport it's incredibly easy to connect to.
Patrick, this is bound to be an issue that's going to raise very strong feelings on all sides, isn't it? So what happens next?
Well, the next stage is the long-delayed government consultation period. It was supposed to get underway in the spring, but it's become very hot because of this Heathrow issue. But you're right about the strength of feelings, especially if, even though it's not Birmingham Airport official policy, but if the pressure groups start pushing for the question of a second runway at Birmingham Airport to come back into the frame, that would really stir up passions, as you say, on both sides.
It's a rather busy time for the Transport Secretary, Justine Greening, isn't it? I mean, she has refused to bow to opposition pressure for a delay in signing the franchise for the West Coast Main Line. What's the latest on that? Well,
as expected, Virgin are seeking a judicial review of the way that decision was making. We understand that Justine Greening and her legal advisors will examine whether they can go ahead as planned and sign off this deal tomorrow. First group, for their part, not surprisingly, they say they're entirely happy with the way the decision was reached, so we'll just have to await developments on that.
OK, thanks very much, Patrick.